Alright, and hello again guys, welcome back to another addition to the World War II tutorial series with me, Metallic Shard. So, today we'll be making the American Consolidated PBY Catalina flying boat bomber. This was an American flying boat and later on an amphibious aircraft, meaning it could take off from both the sea and land due to the addition of retractable landing gear. With 3,305 of these flying whales being built. They kind of look like that in a way. Basically, the Catalina was one of the most used seaplanes of World War II, serving with many different Allied nations. The Catalina was especially good at long-range operations, and throughout the Second World War, it was used in anti-submarine warfare, maritime patrol / reconnaissance, same sort of thing, night attack, and also search and rescue missions. The Royal Air Force Coastal Command Mark 4A here is the one I'll be making in the tutorial. The British called it the Mark 4A, but basically it's a PBY Mark 5A, and the Americans made these and lend-leased a few of them to the British. If you want to make this black one, or near black because it's nether brick, it's supposed to be black. This is the PBY 5A Black Cat, and these were Navy Catalinas used for night operations against the Japanese in the Pacific. Apart from the nether brick and quartz difference, there is virtually no structural difference between these two PBYs because they're simply the same model. The only thing you want to watch out for is the grey glass used for the propellers here, so it can blend in with the night sky more, and also the lack of the tail flash, that little French flag there. I found out it was called a tail flash officially today, and anyway, it's not there. So, what I'm saying is, if you want to make the Black Cat, simply make a nether brick version of the white Catalina we're about to make in the tutorial here, and obviously add the grey glass and not add a banner. So anyway, let's get straight to it and make the PBY Catalina. So, before we build anything on this aircraft, if you're planning on building it straight in the water, just pretend that this lapis lazuli block is your water line, the surface of the water. And the first block we're placing on the Catalina is going to be upside down steps just above the water, like that. So the rest of the aircraft will be built according to the position of this these upside down steps, so make sure they are there if you're building it in the water. Anyway, now that we've got our first block down, destroy them, and just make this 2 blocks wide, and then build 2 blocks behind them, either side. Okay, and then just behind the steps here, place, let's see, 3 sets of slabs, so 1, 2, 3, and then make it 2 wide, like that, and then steps, and we're going to place 5 steps, so place them like this, but make sure the front 2 here are angled like that, and then another 3 slabs behind the steps. And on top of the end slab here, place 2 blocks, and then 2 more blocks attached to these, and then 2 upside down steps, and then again blocks on top of the steps here, and 2 more blocks, and then 2 more upside down steps, then 2 slabs attached to these steps, and then again 2 blocks, 2 more blocks, 2 upside down steps, and 2 more slabs. I think that's it. Yep, okay. So your aircraft should look like that so far. Coming back to the front here, going to place 2 slabs either side of these blocks at the front. I've already said that. Like that. And then 2 more blocks like this. And then upside down steps behind these slabs. And then behind these steps here, 5 quartz blocks, Actually, not 5, it's 4, and then go ahead and grab some grey wool, and this will be your wheel. Now, at the end, if you don't like the look of this wheel, you can simply remove it and call it the PBY 5. It was the PBY 5A that had both floats and wheels, allowing it to take off land and water. But as I said, if you don't like the look of these wheels, then that's fine, just make it a PBY 5. But anyway, we're including the wheels. So after this, after the 4 quartz blocks here, and then the single wool, it's upside down steps, and then 3 more slabs. And obviously do the same for the other side. And then you probably want to use a couple of slabs either side here to just fill in that gap. Just checking the screenshots a sec. Okay, so over here it's just a matter of building a few extra blocks and building up the tail like that. And well, that's it, I think. So back at the front here, go ahead and grab some light grey glass and also light grey glass panes. And the glass panes are going to go here. 4 of them, like that, right on the front. Then at 2 blocks behind them. Then either side of these 2 blocks, slabs like that. And then behind these slabs, steps like this. And then behind these steps, block each side, and make each of these blocks into a 7 block long line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It should end just 2 blocks before this sort of comes to an end, because that's where we're going to put the 2 side guns. Okay, and now for the cab, I guess. So just behind this row of blocks here, place the glass like that, 4 of them, and then what do I do? Okay, so you have this step here, and then this block, and behind this block here we're placing slabs along the length to the end of this line here. So the slabs should start just behind the cab basically. And then of course do the roof, which should be slabs just behind the cab, glass like that. And then keep it going to the end. Although you're going to want to make these 2 slabs here blocks. So the glass panes can connect, because now we're doing the side gun blisters. And that is simply an L shape of glass like this. And then a single glass pane. And that's why we need the solid block, because otherwise if it's like that, I don't know, it doesn't exactly look great. Right, I think that's the fuselage done. We'll just move on to the tail, and I'll grab another screenshot quickly. Right, that's not really ideal, I can't really see much from the screenshot, but anyway, I'll just guess it. So, right at the back here, we're going to place 3 blocks upwards on both sides, and then again 2 blocks in, another 3 blocks up, and on this row of 3 blocks 2 slabs. And then from this point onwards we're just building steps all the way down to the front of the tail there, and obviously filling in this gap. And yes, that is, yep, I've done that correctly. Okay, and then the tail wing, that's going to start. Okay, so you see this slab here, then count another whole block down, then 1 more half block down, so the tail should start here. And the first block of the tail is going to be here, just before the, not built on the steps here, and it's going to be a single block. Then you're going to make a 2 times 4 slab rectangle like this, which is in line with the very back of the aircraft. And I forgot to put the wheel on the other side. No, no, wait, I did. Could swear I'd forgotten. Okay, now we're going to move on to the wing. So before we can build the wing, we've got to build this sort of centerpiece. So count 2 blocks behind the glass cab. Well, on the third block here, we're going to place 3 steps either side like that. But the 2 rear steps are going to be angled like that. And then simply do the same, except it's upside down, just above this set of steps. And remember to angle the rear ones like that. Okay, now we're going to build, well, the wing. So, okay, sorry. So, I bet my voice sounded weird on the microphone there. Right. On level with the top half of the steps here, we're going to place 12 slabs outwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And double back to the well, where we just started building, but build slabs on top, so it's technically 1 block thick. And then we're just going to go ahead and do that again just behind this row to make it 2 blocks wide. And then here we're going up half a block and just placing 5 slabs like this. And make this into a 3 by 5 slab rectangle, so just make it 3 blocks thick basically. And I just need to grab another screenshot. Okay, right. And for the very end of the wing here, you're going to break this slab and replace it with steps like that. And then place 2 more slabs, because this is actually a float at the end of the wing. And these retracted whilst the Catalina was flying in the air, but when it was in the water, these came down to give it extra stability. So if you want to build this in the water, you're obviously going to have to put these down, and later on in the tutorial I'll show you how to do this, because I haven't actually figured it out yet, I have to admit, but it shouldn't be too hard. Anyway, so behind, so we're now 2 blocks in on the wing, and on the third block here we're just placing 1 layer of slabs on the lower half, and that's going all the way to the end like that. And finally we're making our wing 4 blocks thick, and basically just building slabs on the same level as we just did here. And this line of slabs goes all the way out, but ends 2 blocks before the first layer of the lower slabs. So it should just look like that, your whole wing. And again, we'll just do the other half of the wing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The reason this tutorial isn't exactly smooth right now is because this is the first time I've actually built the Catalina from start to finish. The 2 models you saw in the intro I made there, I was continuously modifying them to make them more realistic. So they're a lot different from the actual prototype I was used to building, and that's why I haven't always got a clear idea of what I'm doing. Anyway, so, oh wait, I forgot the float on that end. So that's the wing done, which means we can now move on to the engines. And they're going to be slightly bigger engines. They're a bit big scale wise, but I really can't do anything about that. And let's see. Okay, so you see the edge of the fuselage here. In line with that, break 2 blocks like that, and 2 blocks here. So this is where your 2 engines are going to be. Your engines are going to be 4 blocks apart. And then break these 2 slabs as well. And just build your engine like this, steps, and then the rear 2 steps here are angled, and then extend the steps 2 blocks towards the front of the aircraft like that, and simply do the same underneath the wing, angled steps like that. and the propellers are standard. Well, they're not standard. These are slightly bigger propellers than I normally do, but scale-wise the propellers on the Catalina were very big. So you're just going to build glass all the way round the circular engine like this at the front, and then fill in the middle with glass panes, and then just do the second engine. Right, and what are we doing next? Oh yeah, the sort of wing supports. So these are the upside down steps going up to the wing, and the first set of these starts just above the wheel. Well, the first set is in line with the front of the wing, and it's above this set of blocks here, which means it's above the level of the wheel. So just start it there, and simply build upside down steps all the way to the top of the wing. Then the second set is going to be on the other side of the wheel, like this. And simply do the same for the other side. And just go ahead quickly and get yourself an item frame, and also light grey glass panes if you got rid of your ones that you use for the cab. I'll bother that, but anyway. So simply place an item frame on the wheel and then glass pane inside, just to make the wheel look a bit more like a wheel. The glass pane simply gives it some colour to look like the wheel rim. So yeah, as I said, if you don't like the look of that, you can just remove it and call it the PBY 5. And that, I think, is the... Oh no, wait, I forgot the tail flash, the French flag. So grab yourself a crafting table and just place it anywhere, and then you're going to want to get yourself lapis lazuli, rose red, bone meal, and also 2 white banners. And making these 2 French flag tail flashes, as I call them, is really simple. So just go ahead and copy me. It is literally so simple. We have to make 2 copies of these, one with red at the front. Well, basically they're just mirrors of each other. So one, the red will be on the left, and one, the red will be on the right. And there we go. I hate the way it rains on single player so much. Okay, and simply place them on the centre block at the top of the tail here, and make sure the red is facing towards the front of the aircraft. Then you're going to have to swap banners, because obviously it's on the other side and the red needs to face forwards. And there you go. And I think that is our aircraft done. I'm just going to go through the screenshots quickly and check if I've missed anything. No, it looks like I haven't. So what I'm going to do now is move on to making the floats in the water, which I need to figure out first before I can make the next sort of mini video attached to this one. So I'll be back in literally a second, and I shall hopefully have a good float design. So yeah. Okay, so I've just been working on the wing float. Now what would happen in real life is when the Catalina was in the water, the wing floats on either end of the wing here would hinge down to a vertical position like that. So if you're going to build the Catalina with the floats down in the water, you're going to destroy the wing floats at either end of the wing, and then count 2 blocks in from what is now the end of the wing, and build this float. Now the floats on the wings of the Catalina from what I can tell in the pictures, never actually touch the water, well, directly. But if the Catalina was presumably to roll to one side a bit, then they would touch the water and stabilise the Catalina. But yeah, they were always, if the Catalina was on the level, they were always above the water. So yeah, that's the Catalina Mark 4A done. And of course, you know how to make the Catalina, the Black Cat Catalina, which is basically a nether brick version of this. So that's pretty much the tutorial over. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like or subscribe to this channel. The more subscriptions I get, the more creations I'll release. And I will also do requests. So if you want to see a particular World War II aircraft in or tank or vehicle in this series, post a request for it in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.